love talking about the old penitentiary, but I also really like talking about our downtown. It's such a treasure. It's a struggle to keep the retail going and solve the parking problems and everything, but it's just a treasure, and we've invested in it heavily, and I think it's paying off. The CVB is also going to do something very soon with regard to opening up the downtown to visitors and getting them to know a little bit more about the downtown. What's going on there?
Right, well, a few months ago we had our downtown walking tour brochure printed. So that was kind of our first step into the walking tours.
And that looks like one of those right there.
Yeah.
And folks can pick those up at the CVB.
Yes, they are currently available, yes. And this starts down at Jefferson Landing and then comes up towards High Street and goes through a larger area of the downtown. And just kind of tells, I think there's over 30 historically significant buildings on this walking tour, so you kind of get an idea of how historic our downtown is. And then right now we are in the process of finishing up a project to complete a video podcast of our architectural tour of downtown. So that will focus on a condensed version of downtown, but it goes into a little bit more detail about the architectural significance of the buildings.
And for those of us who are technologically deprived, when you say you're going to do a video podcast, break that down into like people like me over the age of 50.
Sure. Well, basically what we've done is we've gotten a talent to produce the audio part of it. So Ron Medine has gone in and produced the script to outline everything that the people are seeing. Well, while they're listening to that audio in their headphones, they'll also see a photo of the building, a historic photo of the building on the screen of their MP3 player. So basically all you have to do as a visitor, as somebody who wants to go on that tour, you come into the Convention and Visitors Bureau, you give us a copy of your credit card or your license, and then that's kind of your collateral for taking this MP3 player out, and you just press play and you start walking, you start hearing what you'll see a picture of what you're looking at, start hearing about it, and then you can pause it and go on to the next building.
But is there any cost for this?
No.
Really?
It's free of charge.
So people, you just need a credit card or a driver's license in case people happen to forget and walk off with it.
Exactly.
But there's no charge. And what's the geographic area that would be covered by the walking tour generally?
It's the 100, 200, and part of the 300 block of High Street. So it really is just along that straight stretch there. So you'd head east down to about the courthouse in the 300 block, and then head back west towards the Capitol building.
There are just a lot of interesting structures downtown with interesting histories. In fact, if I could borrow one of those, I was reading about the building where we have our office. It's the Hope Building, and there's something in there that I've been in that building for 20 years, and I'm trying to find the little anecdote. Let's see, where's the Hope Building? Help me out. Let's open up this.
Oh yes, C.
See right in the downtown area, so it's right in this right here.
There we go. So the place where I've been going to work every day for about 20 years, it's up the corner of Madison and High, and it was in 1854. The building had a retail store on the first floor, selling hides, furs, food, clothing, toys, tobacco, and tailoring. And this is what I like. The second floor, that's where my office was. The second floor was devoted to gaming rooms for Keno, roulette, poker, and faro. I don't know what faro is, but so there was actually a little gambling in Jefferson City long before we even thought about riverboats, right? But that's an example of a building we walk by every day. I go to work every day, and there's this great history to this building.
What we find most often is that when people are walking through the downtown area, they're looking at street level buildings. They're not looking up to see the historic significance of the building. But at street level, they've been updated and modified through the years. When you look up and see the actual history of the building or the actual structure before the updates were made, you get a whole different feel for it.
Yeah, and I was just to say, just reading the script and learning about the different pieces of the building that, I've lived in Jefferson City my entire life and walked up and down High Street a million times, but I think it's on the building that Cafe Aroma is in now. There are actually lions' heads coming out of the building that used to hold a marquee sign. And so just things that you would never notice unless your attention was drawn directly to that. So I think that's a really, you see things that don't catch your eye in the normal everyday.
Well, and we went through this period of time where everybody liked putting an aluminum awning on the second floor. We had a number of storefronts downtown that were kind of victimized that way. There are still a couple. The city actually has a program that's still very vibrant that provides some credits, some tax credits to folks who want to peel some of that awning off. And what's underneath many times is really neat. For example, it's above Mortimer Kettles. Remember, the Jordan family redid that building, and it's fabulous.
It is. Turned out really nice. John, let me make one more comment, if you don't mind, about the new downtown walking tour brochure and then also our podcast. This was a joint effort between the Convention Visitors Bureau, the City of Jefferson, and also the State Historic Preservation Office. The State Historic Preservation Office has approved a grant request that Melvo made, and so these are products of that joint effort.